The Kennedy half dollar has been out there for 60 years. I guess the answer I always have in my head is, can you believe it? But that means the Franklin half dollar series is older than that, obviously. It was made from 1948 through the year 1963, 16 years. Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. And tonight, we're talking about number one. And, as usual, a crazy ABC price. So the number one, the lowest minted, the most limited Franklin for the entire 16-year period happened in 1955. Let me explain. So when we started the program in 1948, replacing the Walking Liberty half dollar, we created a Philadelphia and a Denver. And then in 1949, San Francisco joined in. And then for the first 5 years or so, we had P's, D's, and S's. Well, that ended in 1954. So in 1955, we made only one coin. It was a Philadelphia. And then in 1956, we repeated ourselves. One coin, a Philadelphia only. And then back in 1957, we brought back P's and D's every year to clean out the end of the series, 1963 being the end completely. So there are 16 Philadelphias. They made them every single year. Then they made 14 Denvers. They didn't make them these 2 years. And then they made only 5 San Franciscos. So the total number of Franklins known is 35 coins. And based upon the year and the mint made, there's a number of how many they made. If you rank them from 1 to 35, right there, that 1955 stands out like a bullseye. I am number one. Uniquely enough, that 1956 is number 5. So they make only one coin each year, and those are the two keys to the entire series. Now, the other part of this is, obviously, you're looking at the price. Can't miss it. My competitions, $87.50 and $72.50, respectively. We're less than half. But we always are. We're patient. We wait. And tonight, worth every second of it. So again, these are 90% silvers, uncirculated, beautiful coins. There is no mint mark because Philadelphia did not have the mark, right? Denver and San Francisco did in the Franklin series. So above the bell on the back, below the E and the S, is a blank. That, you know it's a 55, you know it's a Philadelphia. However, there's only one coin that was made in 55 and 56, these 2 years. It was the Philadelphia. And that's the best part. It just so happens that those are also the two of the rarest coins in the series. Can't make it up. So let's talk about the designs, because they both are significant topics. First of all, in 1909, President Theodore Roosevelt, the Rough Rider, the first Roosevelt, changed our coinage forever. We designed gold coins in 07 and 08, and they're beautiful pieces, but we went totally different direction with the Lincoln cent. It's the first time in our history we put a president on a circulating coin. So we have the cent is 09, the nickel was 1938, Jefferson, right? The dime was Roosevelt, 1946. The quarter was 1932, George Washington, all presidents. So we take our largest denomination, we go from the Walking Liberty, which is the most beautiful silver coin ever, and we go to the Ben Franklin, considered by most to be the most influential of our founding fathers. Kind of interesting. And then when Kennedy assassinated, we go to 1964, they replace it with a presidential again. The other is the reverse. All of our half dollars throughout the 1800s and early 1900s have the big eagle on the reverse. Look at them all. The Barbers, the Seededs, they all have a big eagle on the back. Franklin, with our Second Continental Congress, right? When they're looking for parts of government flow, The topic of our symbol. What is it going to be? Somebody says, let's make it the eagle. Everybody says, great idea, let's do that. And then Franklin says, how about the turkey? Great read. And the answer is, yeah, how about that? It is native to this country. It is a wholesome bird, and we're trying to be a wholesome people. But the eagle just has a different look, right? It's like, not fear, but it just is majestic, right? So the eagle is chosen. Second Continental Congress passes it, and it's been that way on our coinage ever since. So there's a tiny eagle on the reverse of this one. Out of respect for Franklin, they made the main theme, independence, which is the Liberty Bell, Philadelphia, and what he did as not only a statesman, but as a scientist at that time in history. So the obverse design, unique in history, the reverse design, crazy story, but a fun one, all tied to this series. Well, let's circle back, if we can, to the actual coins at hand tonight. Because again, if you look at all the Lincoln cents, 115 years, you look at all the Joaquin Liberties, you look at all the Morgan dollars, look at all of everything, right? The one that everybody wants to get to at some point is the one they made the least of, the Morgan Dollar series, the 93S, right? Then you get to the Peace Dollar series, the 1928 Philadelphia, right? The Kennedy series, right? 70D for Unc, but then you get to the 98 matte finish with the Kennedy Brothers set. We always go to that lowest minted coin possible. We want to get in on it. Well, in the Franklin series, that is the 1955, by far the rarest. And then the brother-sister coin to the 55 is the 56. The only one they made, it's the only year they made one coin only. And they happen to be 1 and 5 on the depth chart of 35. Guys, give me a 1 minute clock, please. Do we have other Franklins? Yes, I'm pretty sure I got them all. We're pretty darn close. Visit us at abccoins.com. On top, you'll see the step downs. You'll see a tab for Franklins. Just go visit us there. But tonight, for value, outright value, and rarity, the key coins at the craziest prices, this one is the deal. Outright deal. Uncirculated Franklins for under 30. I mean, my competition sells the 63s, the last year of issue, the one with the largest mintages. They are coined 34 and 35 on the depth chart, and they're at $45 to $49 on those coins. Tonight we have the rarest of the rare, the most significant, the 1955, and the number 5 on the depth chart, the 56, both in stunning for only $29.95, your choice. Buy 1, buy 2, buy 5. What works? The quantity we have tonight is just the quantity we have, and it's a fun one always when we get them. And that's why we call this segment the Daily Deal.